Good afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We will discuss current affairs of 13th November. First, we will discuss what is Kerala's Silver Line Rail project and why the government recalled officials involved in it. The Kerala state government has decided to recall the revenue officials deployed to conduct a social impact assessment. To study for land acquisition regarding the Silver Line corridor project, with the Union government yet to give the nod for Kerala's proposed semi-high speed rail corridor, that is K-Rail. Here is where the project stands today and why it has been opposition since its announcement. Okay, it is K-Rail. Railway corridor. Okay, Kerala is decided to develop a railway corridor in the state of Kerala, right? And like in every investment, the biggest problem of India is land acquisition. In similar case also, in case of Kerala, land acquisition is the biggest case, right? That is the biggest problem. Social impact assessment. Whenever we invest a particular area, government studies the social impact assessment plus the environmental impact assessment. Social impact assessment is related to displacement of the people, primarily the displacement of the deprived people, especially the tribals or the Dalits or similar deprived sections of the society, how they lose their livelihood or what that is the social implications, and whether the local population of those areas they are agree with respect to it or not. That is one issue. Second is, that is what we call a social impact assessment. Then environmental impact assessment is if infrastructure development happens, how much the natural resources are to be misutilized and what will be the environment cost of those projects. All are calculated under environmental impact assessment. That is what we call as EIA. And Kerala has decided to launch this K-Rail, or there is opposition of the local people, and we will see what are the issues with respect to the K-Rail. What is the Silver Line project? It is proposed 529 km railway line. The proposed 529 km railway line will link Thiruvananthapuram in the south to Kasaragod in the north. Kasaragod in the north, and in south it is the Thiruvananthapuram. Right, covering 11 districts through 11 stations within 4 hours. Within 4 hours it will cover 11 stations. That means for 2 hours it is approximately 230 kilometers. For 2 hours it will cost around 230 kilometers. Okay, at a speed of 200 kilometer per hour. The speed of the train will be 200 kilometer per hour, which is very high, almost highest in India. On the existing Indian Railways network, it is now takes 12 hours. Now it takes 12 hours. So the time limit of transportation that will reduce to around. That is reduced to 1/3 that will reduce. Now instead of 12 hours, now that will take 2 hours per day, for 2 hours, 2 hour travel time. Okay, that is Thiruvananthapuram to Kasaragod. See, this is the map of Kerala and this is Kasaragod. Right, this is Kannur, Kozhikode, Tirur, Thrissur, Cochin Airport, Ernakulam district, Kottayam district, then Chenganur and Kollam district, and Thiruvananthapuram. So the lowest part is Thiruvananthapuram. This is the map of Kerala, that is Silver Line corridor, right? Silver Line corridor, the railway corridor that passed through the beach of Arabian Sea. Okay. The deadline for the project being executed by the Kerala Development Corporation Limited is 2025. KRDCL or K-Rail is a joint venture between the Kerala government and the Union Ministry of Railways. Between the Kerala government and Union Ministry of Railways, created to execute big railway projects. That is, okay, Now, why is the KRL needed? Urban policy experts have long been arguing that the existing railway infrastructure in Kerala cannot meet the demands of the future, right? They have to upgrade the demands of the future because demand are increasing, the transportation system is increasing, demand is increasing, so we have to upgrade our railway infrastructure that cannot meet the demands of the future. Most trains run at an average speed of 45 km per hour due to lot of curves. Right, due to lot of curves and bends, they are and on the existing stretch, there is an average speed of 45 km per hour, and the government has the objective to increase the average speed almost up to 200 km per hour. Right, government want it. The government claims that Silver Line project can take a significant load of traffic and address the public demand, make travel faster and for the commuters and reduce congestion on roads. That will reduce the congestion on roads. Next, because one of the biggest problem of urban areas is that the transport system, right? The traffic management or traffic issues is one of the measures, that is urban transport system. And to address the demand, the commuters, to reduce the congestion, government is proposing K-Railway project. The line will have stations in Kollam, Chenganur, Kottayam, Ernakulam, that is Kakkanad, Cochin Airport, Thrissur, Thirur, Kozhikode, Kannur, and culminating to Kasaragod. Kasaragod in the northern part and Thiruvananthapuram in the southern part. What is the current status of the project? The state government began the process of land acquisition after the state's cabinet approval in June 2021. Out of 1383 hectares needed to be acquired, 1198 hectares will be private land, right? 1198 hectares will be private land. The cabinet has also approved the administrative sanction to get 2,100 crore from the Kerala government infrastructure investment fund, right? So 2,100 crore from the Kerala infrastructure fund. This is the central investment arm of the government. While the chief minister has written the prime minister requesting the personal intervention to give all necessary clearances, center has only given in principle approval for the project. Right, only center has given in principle approval, and there are many clearances that still lies with the central government as informed by the state government. Kerala witnessed violent protests in several parts of state early 2022 after the revenue department started demarcating the proposed projects routes for the SIA. The opposition joined hands with local protests. Against the ambitious project of state government. In many places, survey had to be suspended as a result. In the petition signed by 17 opposition MPs from the state, said that the project was an astronomical scam in the making, very big scam in the making, and would sink the state into further debt because the cost is very high. The petition addressed the Union Railways Minister, said that the project was financially unviable and would lead to a displacement over 30,000 families. Right, displacement over 30,000 families. So huge social cost, or that to study the huge social cost and social impact assessment need to be stringent with respect to it, so that these calculations should not be illogical. Okay. In March 2022, Railways Minister told the Lok Sabha that environmental concerns are real. Railways Minister told her environmental concerns are real. Real challenges are there that exist in the environmental concerns. Activists have alleged environmental harm as the route cuts through the precious wetlands. Right, it goes to the precious wetlands, paddy fields and hills. The Kerala Paristhiti Aikya Vedi, the forum of ecology experts, has urged the government to abandon the project and explore sustainable solution. So many of the environmentalists, they have been raising concerns with the development of this e-rail corridor, and because that is going through various wetlands, and wetlands are very important with respect to biodiversity hotspot. Their biodiversity very crucial with respect to biodiversity. Huge number of species they are present in the wetlands. So that is a big issue. Then East Sridharan, former Delhi Metro head, who has termed as the project ill conceived and defectively planned. Right? East Sridharan, he is the leader of the BJP, and also maybe he is in once upon a time he was started from BJP. He is also maybe a opposition leader. He was also the headed Delhi Metro. He has said that this project is ill conceived and defectively planned. In July 2022, the Railway Board informed the Kerala High Court that it has neither approved nor concurred with the SIA, and the survey was being held by the Kerala government. Survey was being held by the Kerala government. It submitted the affidavit after the High Court directed the centre to disclose whether Kerala Rail Development Corporation Limited had been instructed by the board not to be part of SIA. The Kerala Rail Development Corporation Limited has been instructed by the board not to be part of the SIA for the purpose of the project. Right. So it submitted the affidavit after the High Court. High Court had directed the centre to disclose whether Kerala Rail Development Authority Corporation had instructed the board not to be part of SIA for the purpose of the project. That is questioned by the High Court, Kerala High Court, with respect to it, whether central government has active involvement or not. Now, so that is Silver Line project, it's completed. Government has to re-examine the social and ecological costs of it. Just a second. Okay. Now we see some prelim facts. Rehab project. What is this rehab project? That is reducing human attacks using honeybees. Reducing human attacks using honeybees. KVAC chairman Sri Manoj Kumar has inaugurated the rehab project by Khadi and Village Industries Commission. 1956 it has established. KVIC is a statutory body. KVIC is a statutory body. It's an act on 1956. So its chairman Manoj Kumar has inaugurated the rehab project, reducing human attacks using honeybees. Okay. At village Chousla and Haldwani district Nainital were also distributed 330 bee boxes, bee colonies and toolkits along with honey extractors to the rural beneficiaries of Chousla village. Honey extractors, how to extract honey bee, right, by machines. In Chousla village, he has distributed. The Khadi and Village Industries Commission KVIC is running this project called Rehab in 7 states of the country, namely Karnataka, Maharashtra, West Bengal, and Assam and Odisha. Right, where attacks of the elephants is more common. Under this project, fencing bee boxes is installed in such areas from where elephants move towards the human settlement and farmers agriculture. Fencing bee boxes on the routes of the movement of the elephant blocks the path of the wild elephants. In this way, through honeybees, elephants can be prevented attacking humans and destroying farmers' crops. Now this is a issue of human-animal conflict. Human-animal conflict is a major issue at present time. because of the deforestation and lack of forest areas and lack of diversity in the inside forest, and wild animals, they do not get sufficient food, and in the source of food they enter to the human area, human settlements, and for agriculture to give the agriculture produce and other things. So that is now, and there is also that led to conflict between the human and animal conflict. Many times we know that these animals have killed persons of any particular area. So that is human animal conflicts. For that, the KVIC has started rehab, that is reducing human attacks using honeybees. So honeybees will be used to reduce the human attacks, that is from the attack from the elephants, right? Next. As a new initiative, rehab project will run by KVIC at selected locations for period of 1 year. Run by KVIC at selected locations for a period of 1 year. Okay. In order to realize the call of sweet revolution by Prime Minister, that is honey production, provide self-employment opportunities, unemployed youth in the country, to increase the income of the farmers. Honey mission program is implemented under the Khadi Gramodak Vikas Yojana. Honey mission, multiple sources can be by production of this honey bee, we can serve multiple purposes. One is we can reduce the human animal conflict, and also it is called as sweet revolution. Honey bee is called as sweet revolution. It is launched by Prime Minister, that is honey mission program, and that will provide self-employment opportunity to the unemployed youth, and that will increase the income of farmers. It is additional income because we have to achieve the target of doubling farmer income, right? The entire country from the year 2019 to 18 and 19, the beneficiaries of the schemes are provided with 10 bee boxes, bee colonies, and toolkits after completion of the beekeeping training. If somebody is taking beekeeping training, they will take the bee toolkits provided by KVIC. Under the honeybee mission program, the state of Uttarakhand from the year 2018 and 19, 2022, total 7,120 bee boxes, bee colony toolkits, and after equipment have been distributed to a total 712 unemployed farmers. So around 7,120 bee boxes have been distributed, out of which 3,910 bee boxes have been distributed to 391 scheduled caste beneficiaries. So deprived sections are also included in these schemes, and 790 bee boxes to 79 scheduled tribe beneficiaries. So SCs and SCs are also included in the beneficiary list, and 2,420 bee boxes to 240 general category as beneficiaries. Okay, so there is social inclusion in this scheme. So concept of social inclusion and social equality is also focused on this project. Saras Radio Telescope. India's Saras Radio Telescope provides astronomers clues to the nature of universe, fast stars and galaxies. Scientists have determined the properties of radioluminous galaxies. Radioluminous galaxies formed just 200 million years post the Big Bang, a period known as cosmic dawn, that is called as cosmic dawn, thus providing an insight to the properties of the earliest radio loud galaxies that are usually powered by supermassive black holes. So India has launched Saras telescope. It provides astronomers regarding the universe, fast stars and galaxies, right? That is Saras radio telescope by India. Radio telescope means it uses radio waves, usually powered by supermassive black holes. So it has observed the properties of the earliest radio loud galaxies. Humans, in their curiosity about how early stars and galaxies formed and what they looked like, have tried to capture the faint signals arising from the depths of the cosmos. That means depth of the cosmos means of the universe, from the black holes. through the number of grounds and space-based telescopes peering into the sky for better understanding of the universe. Human being is continuously trying the better understanding of universe, understanding the space technology and the origin of the stars and galaxies. Shaped antenna measurement of the background radio spectrum, Saras telescope, indigenously designed and built at Raman Research Institute. Was developed over Dandigo Nahali Lake and Sravasti backwaters located in northern Karnataka early 2022. So, the shaped antenna measurement of the background radio spectrum telescope, it was indigenously designed in Karnataka. In a first of its kind work using data from Saras 3, researchers of the Raman Space Institute, RRI, Raman Research Institute, where it is in Mangaluru. Raman Research Institute, that is in Mangaluru. The Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, CSIRO, Australia, along with collaborators from the University of Cambridge and the University of Tel Aviv, estimated energy output, luminosity and masses of the first generation of the galaxies that are bright in radio wavelength. So, by this utilizing of this work, the energy, yes, they have estimated the energy output from the first generation of galaxies. Scientists study the properties of the very early galaxies by observing radiation from hydrogen atoms and around the galaxies emitted from the frequency approximately 14,000 MHz. The radiation is traced in the evaporation expansion of universe as it travels to us across the space and time and arrives at Earth in lower frequency and radio bands in 50 to 200 MHz. Okay. So regarding the origin of the galaxies and the stars, Saras 3 has given very important information, and that is a radio telescope by India, Saras 3. The cosmic signal is extremely faint, bodied orders in magnitude, brighter radiation from our own galaxy and man-made terrestrial interference. Therefore, detecting the signal even using the most powerful existing radio telescope has remained a challenge for astronomers. Yes, the signals are extremely faint. So it is very difficult for the astronomers to detect the signals, right? So detection of signals is very difficult for the astronomers. Results from the proper paper by scientists from CSIRO published in the journal have described how even non-detection of this line from the early universe can allow astronomers to study the properties of the very fast galaxies by reaching exceptional sensitivity. By reaching exceptional sensitivity, they can study also the properties of the galaxy. This is what reported by the scientists. The results from the Saras 3 are the first time that a radio observation of the average 21 cm line have been able to provide insight to the properties of the earliest radio light galaxies that are usually powered by supermassive black holes. Okay. Saras 3 has improved the understanding of astrophysics of cosmic dawn, telling that less than 3% of gaseous matter within the early galaxies were converted into stars. So it has given information. Less than 3% of gaseous matter within early galaxies that are converted into the stars, and that the earliest galaxies were bright and radio emission were also strong in X-rays which heated the cosmic gas in and around the early galaxies. So there is heated cosmic gas, and 3% of the cosmic gas has transferred into, has become stars and galaxies. That is Saras. Shakti scheme. Ministry of Power kicks off a scheme for procurement of aggregate power of 4,500 megawatt on competitive basis, or 5 years on finance, own and operate FO basis under 5B. The Shakti scheme of harnessing Koila transparency Shakti scheme, ministry that is under Ministry of Power for procurement of power under Shakti policy. Shakti means scheme for harnessing and allocating Koila transparently in India. Scheme for harnessing and allocating Koila transparently in India, that is Shakti scheme, was approved in May 2017 with the intent of better allocation of coal to present and future plants. It aimed to phase out the present letter of assurance and fuel supply agreement FSA based regime and instead introduce a more transparent mechanism. So Shakti scheme, it is under Ministry of Power for proper transparent transportation and use of coal, right? And that is on yes, that is competitive coal allocation policy. It is more transparent and more competitive, market based. So high revenue, government will generate high revenue by Shakti scheme. The policy also offered a potential solution to the lack of coal linkages to 17 power plants with capacity about 15,000 megawatt. 15,000 megawatt, which are part of 24 power plants. Objectives. The aim of the Shakti scheme is to ensure the availability of coal. Availability of coal to all the thermal power plants in India in a way that transparent and objective. At the same time, it aims to transfer the benefits of linkage coal to the end consumers. The scheme is supposed to be beneficial not just for the infrastructure sector but also for the public sector banks. Public sector banks which have huge loans unpaid at the end of the power companies. So that will generate revenues and that will be helpful for the public sector banks because they have given huge unpaid loan to the power companies. Now power company will get benefits because there will be availability of coal, so there will be no fluctuation in the production of the power. It aims to transfer benefits of linkage coal to end consumers. Okay, so that is Shakti scheme. The Ministry of Power for proper allocation of, for proper transportation of the coal productions to different companies. The companies which do not have coal linkages before the introduction of the Shakti scheme would benefit when they would get domestic fuel supplies through auction at competitive rates. When they would get domestic fuel supplies through auction at competitive rates. So they will get the competitive rates, so there will be auction. The scheme also aims to reduce the dependence of imported coal because we are importing huge amount of coal from Indonesia and other countries, and that need to be, and promote domestic industries. Now we want to promote our domestic industries under the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Then features, new and more transparent coal linkages policy, that is an auction based. Thermal power plants TPP that have letter of assurances would be eligible to sign fuel supply agreement. That would be eligible to sign fuel supply agreement, ensuring that the plants that are commissioned have achieved their respective milestones like achieving financial closure, obtaining clearances. They also need to fulfill all the required conditions of the letter of the assurances within the specified duration of the time, and nothing adverse should be detected against the letter of assurances order. So they have letter of assurances that will be eligible to sign the fuel supply agreement. So by Shakti scheme, that will also facilitate the supply is continuous and there will be no dearth of coal supply, so that they will reduce the foreign imports and production will increase and thermal power plants will get benefited, so that will also benefit the public sector bank because they are debt ridden because of the inefficiency in the coal sector, right? Because if any sector get hampered, then ultimately that hampers the health of the bank, right? For example, for coal sector is hampered, so that hampers the health of the coal sector, health of the bank also, because bank has financed all these projects usually. Thermal power plants part of 78,000 megawatt that could not be commissioned by the financial year 2015 would be eligible for coal withdrawal of the plants If the plants have been commissioned before the financial 2022, the allocation of linkages for the power sector would be auction based through power purchase agreement based on the competitive bidding of the tariffs. The state and the central power generating companies would be the exceptions to this. Electricity exceptions provided in the 2016 tariff policy. The drawal of coal would be permitted against the valid long-term power purchase agreement. Long-term power purchase agreement and concluded the medium-term power purchase agreements. So this is all about the Shakti scheme. All the projects with linkages would be supplied as per the entitlement. This will make further sure that rights of the coal suppliers of the holders of the fuel supply agreement are ensured. So there is better transparency, the rights of the fuel suppliers, and that is also made better, and signing the fuel supply agreement later. Shakti scheme ensures optimal allocation of natural resources to across the power units. So everybody will be benefited because of increase in efficiency and transparency. There is supposed to be direct linkage between direct allocation to public sector plants and reverse auction, the supply of coal linkages. Direct action and direct action by the public sector plants. Direct allocation to the public sector banks and auction for the supply of linkages, that will make the efficiency by competitive bidding. It is also connects the linkage of the tariff based competitive bidding for long-term power purchase by the distribution companies. The view is to ensure that farms and fuel supplies are not deprived of power purchase agreements. So they should get continuous supplies and they should not be deprived of the power supply. Policy directions are supposed to be issued by the Ministry of Coal and Ministry of Power. The Coal India Limited, Singareni Collieries Limited, different power entities of the state and central government are responsible for the implementation of the policy. So central government ultimately and Coal India will implement the policy with respect to it. Next question is the main question answer for today. Analyzing internal security threats by trans-border crimes along Myanmar, Bangladesh and Pakistan borders, including the line of control. Discuss the role played by various security forces in this regard. Internal security threat, especially the question is about border security, and we have to ask, talk about the border security and trans-border crimes. Border security, what are the security threats, and what are the trans-border crimes? That means what are the crimes that are performed by the criminals in India and they went to the other side of the international boundary. We have to talk about Myanmar, we have to talk about Bangladesh, and we have to talk about the Pakistan borders, including the line of control, actual line of control, LOC. And what are the role played by security forces in this target? So first we will talk about the threats. India has a large and complex border converging around 15,106 km. 15,106 km. This much amount of border India has, which shares with the Bangladesh, China, and Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, Bhutan, as well as small portion of Afghanistan. Challenges in the effective border management is particular to Myanmar, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. India-Myanmar border, the northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram share the border with Myanmar. Some of the insurgent groups like National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN, Nagaland, insurgent groups in the northeast, NSCN, right? It's a insurgent groups, those who demand greater Nagaland or secessionist challenges, they create secessionist challenge to the state. United Liberation Front of Assam, that is ULFA of Assam, that is also a terrorist organization, operate from the Myanmar. They operate from Myanmar. So that is called as cross-border terrorism or trans-border terrorism, which threaten the security of India as well as the Myanmar. Porous nature of the border provides route to the human traffickers, illegal arms dealers, and drug smugglers. The region is porous border. Porous border means these are highly hilly regions. Then the border is actually not clear-cut demarcated, and development of infrastructure in the hilly region is very difficult aspect. But it is a porous nature of the border, provides safe route to human traffickers. illegal arm dealers and drug smugglers. So illegal arm human traffickers are there. Human trafficker means those who illegally sent the Bangladeshi Muslims to Indian for the job opportunities because they lack various job opportunities. Second is there is human traffickers, illegal arm dealers and drug smugglers. In those areas, drug smugglers are also there. Because there is porous border and there is no infrastructure development in those areas is almost very difficult. So it is very difficult to develop the border infrastructure, and that's why there is infiltration or such type of criminal activities that are present in the borders of Arunachal Pradesh. Then India-Bangladesh border, Indo-Bangladesh border 4,900 km, 4,096 km passes through West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. The entire states consists of plains, riverine beds, hills, forest, which make illegal migration easy. Right? In case of riverine belts, they swim in the rivers also during the Rakhine migration, the Rakhine state migration. So many people get migrated by the rivers. Hills and forests, that makes illegal migration easy. Illegal migration across the border poses serious security threat and act as a fertile ground for the organizations like Inter-Services Intelligence of Pakistan, that is ISI Pakistan. It is a fertile ground for terrorists and their operations. Penetrate and expand their activities. Also, the poor law and order situation in the border areas has led to smuggling of arms. Poor law and order situation means state government is not so strong against the law and order, against the criminals. Supply of arms help in sustaining any conflict. Indo-Pakistan border. Indo-Pakistan border 3,320 km. Runs along the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan and Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir. Right, these four states. Direct accessibility of the borders and some of the technological developments enabling quick passes of information and transfer of funds. Quick passes of information and transfer of funds has changed the focus and tenor of the border security. Cross-border terrorism from Pakistan has exacerbated due to non-recognition of boundaries. Cross-border terrorism due to non-recognition of boundaries by its terrorist groups, and the success in acquiring legitimacy due to religious and ethnic identity. Religious and ethnic identity. By religious identities, because of identical politics, because both there is social connections between both the countries, and by which illegal activities are done also in the name of religious works. Role played by various security forces in the first is Assam Rifle. Assam Rifle. This force significantly contributed to opening of the region to administration and commerce. Opening the region to administration and commerce, and over the time they come to be known as the right arm of the civil and left arm of the military. The Assam Rifles are called as the left arm of the military and right arm of the civil administration. Right, significantly contribute to open the region for administration and commerce. There is commerce also done through the border. We have also around $2 billion trade with the $4 billion trade with the Pakistan. So there is commerce relations with Pakistan also. These Assam forces significantly contributed for administration and commerce. Right. So this is very important. Next is Border Security Force, BSF. BSF has air wing and marine wing and artillery regiment, commando units. Border Security Force, it currently stands as the world's largest border guarding the force. BSF has been termed as the first line of defense of Indian territories. It is a first line of defense of Indian territories. It is India's primary border guarding the relation and border with Pakistan and Bangladesh. So BSF, they Yes, they are protecting the border against Pakistan and Bangladesh, that is BSF. Largest boundary, it is dealing with the largest boundary of the world under BSF. In Sashastra Seema Bal, SSB, Sashastra Seema Bal, the sole objective of the force is achieving total security preparedness. Total security preparedness in the remote border areas, performing stay behind role. Remote border areas, especially in the event of war. During the event time, the remote border areas, Sashastra Seema Bal will see there is total security. SSB is now spread along the internal borders across Uttarakhand, UP, Bihar, West Bengal, Sikkim, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh. In all these states, there is SSB. India should endeavor to meaningfully engage with the Myanmar, Bangladesh, and Pakistan and solicit their cooperation in resolving and outstanding issues and better management of their mutual border. Better management of their mutual border. So India should develop its relationship with Myanmar, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. Joint efforts can solve these issues of border security, right? Okay, so the lectures end here, and like this video and share and subscribe to VANIK-IAS.